morning. Thank you very much for tuning in to the Media Lounge podcast. I am your host, Selene. This morning, I am on the line with model, actor, executive producer, and the man standing at the helm of Land Ahoy Films, Anais Maknojia. Good morning, Anais. Tell our listeners where you are dialing in from this morning.
Hey, good morning. I'm currently in Texas right now, Houston, Texas.
Oh, you are in Texas. Okay. So I know that we are all experiencing the same with the current lockdown, but, hey, I can bet that your weather is better than ours here in Chicago. We woke up to about 5 inches of snow.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Anais, I take it that due to the current situation, you are back in Texas now?
Oh, well, with all the stuff that's going down in L.A. and California in general, the industry is pretty much at a lockdown. There's no work being done or put out right now. So since I have businesses here in Texas, I figured I could be more occupied, and it would be better for my time that I'm here in Texas. At least I'm able to take care of the businesses I have here. Rather than, right. I mean, in a way, productivity-wise, I'm more productive here right now than I would be in California.
Right, I can imagine so. So originally from Texas and the only son of Indian immigrant parents, how was it growing up as a first-generation American with dreams of becoming a Hollywood success?
The growing up was like as the older son, a lot is relied on you. You're expected to do certain things in a certain way and enter a certain field for work, and but my parents were pretty chill about it. They were cool about it. Filmmaking was something that just came later on, like within the past 2 years. It was something like that just came to me and just pursued that path.
Now, Anais, you've worked as a model with elite campaigns such as Mercedes-Benz, Giorgio Armani, Don Julio Tequila, but tell us about your experience in Hollywood. Being a minority, how well has that been received?
It's well. There's a diverse group of people there working on different things and with different goals, and it is a melting pot there. So everyone's pretty accepting and open-minded towards ideas and it's overall to all races and backgrounds. So you feel really comfortable there. You don't feel like you're being left out of something or anything like that. But then again, there are certain barriers that a race has to kind of overcome when it comes to like movie roles and parts, like the stereotypical roles. Like the past 2 short films that I'm doing, my role wasn't typical Indian. My names are Tony and Joey. So it wasn't the typical Indian role. So that's the kind of barrier that I'm looking to kind of break here in Hollywood, which is people just look at the talent and the acting rather than the color of the skin.
Okay, so you would say that they look more at the talent as opposed to the color of the skin?
That's like there should be any barrier, like playing like typical roles, like an Indian guy would probably play a doctor or an engineer or a convenience store clerk, like none of those things. They still exist, So I'm trying to make it beyond that, like where people are just casted through their acting and their performance rather than saying, hey, you're brown.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So keep me honest here, but you are a millennial, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, talk to us more about the roles that millennials play in the entertainment industry, and why is that important to you, and what would you like to see changed?
My age group, the age group that's in my area, we're pretty diverse when it comes to playing roles and stuff. So I mean, it's like I said, the only barrier there is the race barrier, the ethnicity barrier. But as far as when it comes to age groups, we're pretty much all around. So I don't think that there's much of a thing that I'm saying that should be changed.
Okay, that's fair. And as I mentioned on the top of the podcast, you have your own production company. What are you doing to change the narrative in Hollywood and become more inclusive, if you will?
Yes, I do have my own production company, Land Ahoy Films, which I started when I moved to L.A. I only moved there about a year and a half ago. So this company here, anything that you see on the website, anything that's on there, any content, that was all created within a year. So the 2 films that Yes, the two films I've done. I have all sorts of ethnicity in their background in there. The team I worked with, the crew I worked with, the people that he has working for him, the director. We are all just a mixed bunch of people there. So in a way, it kind of shows, like ethnicity-wise, I'm featuring a whole bunch of just a variety of people, not just. There's no typecasting or nothing like that. I just look at purely talent and performance and then there's lots of talent in LA. There's so much talent in LA. And, it's great that I'm able to, with my company, able to utilize that and bring people, talented people in front of the camera and just make movie magic happen.
Absolutely. I love that. And it sounds like you're almost paving your own path as well. Can you talk to us about that? And I say that because you have your own production company. You're a creator, so you're not just going out depending on other casting directors to cast you and to provide for you.
Yes, I did have a choice to do that, but I'm financially able to. Like I said, I have businesses here in Texas, so in a way, these are able to fund my kind of passion and what I'm trying to pursue here in LA. So I was able to put together ideas, put together a director, put together a script writer, pretty much just bring concepts and ideas into life. And this is just something beautiful about it when you're able to do that. I mean, it just goes beyond work. This passion is just pure passion. That you feel it when you're able to do that. When you bring like-minded, talented people in one setting and have this concept which they understand and which they are passionate about, and we all come together and just create. So it's very thrilling. It's amazing, and it is paving my own path for not just for me and my company as well, and for anyone else that's involved in my projects also.
Can appreciate that. Someone who creates and pretty much builds his own, that's always a good thing, especially in the entertainment industry. I feel that
exactly.
Many individuals and even minorities, really, we kind of fall at the mercy of others, and because others may have more experience or we feel that there's more opportunities with others, but sometimes we have to create our own. I really appreciate that. I like that. So
yeah, being a business-minded background, it's more independent thinking is what drives me. It's the independent mind, the freedom to create as you please and as you will. It's just I guess that's just me coming from a business background.
Yeah, absolutely. And now, do you foresee yourself coming out of LA and filming in other areas such as New York, Chicago, or do you plan on staying in LA and growing there?
No, absolutely. I would love to venture out. New York is just a beautiful, beautiful city. Every time I went there, there's something beautiful about it, and I would love to do some projects down there. Chicago is amazing as well too. Like you said, except for the 3-inch snow, I wouldn't be able to, stick around too long. But definitely, I'm open to traveling and doing projects all over the U.S. and even the whole world if it comes down to it.
Now it's early 2020. What are your plans for the remainder of the year? And as soon as and California comes out of this current lockdown?
Yeah, the current situation is just really putting a big question marks in everyone's head as to, when normal life, if we see it, when that would happen. But I'm just staying hopeful for everyone and well wishes for everyone as well, too, that we do get back to normal soon. Saying that, as soon as everything's back up, I also have a music video project which is kind of on hold because of this. It's with an up-and-coming artist.
Okay.
So we're gonna jump on that as soon as all this is situated and calmed down and everyone can return back to normal life. So by the end of 2020, I will have this one project under my belt because we did have some other films that we were going to work on. There's also a short feature. There's actual feature film, which I'm an executive producer on. That's supposed to be wrapped up by the end of the year as well. So
nice.
Yeah,
that music video that you mentioned, are you also, I suppose being an executive producer and director, so you're open to not just film in itself, but also creating music?
Yes, music is a passion of mine as well. The artist I'm working with, actually, I'm a fan of his. That's how it kind of started. So I'm like, hey, I would love to do a music video if he's down for it. So we got in touch with him, started talking, and he saw my project, the project of the director that will be doing the music video, and he's automatically on board. So it's gonna be a good project.
Yeah. And Anise, tell us about your modeling. Are you done with that? Is that something that you'll continue to pursue?
That's also a passion of mine. I mean, I still make time for it to do what I can. You know, it's just kind of, I guess, I mean, like an artist, you know, like he'll do all different sorts of things. But he's never going to say, hey, I'm going to stop doing this. I want to do this. As an artist, I guess we just keep doing whatever we're passionate about, and I am passionate about this. So anything comes along the way, I'm automatically on board.
Absolutely. I love that. I appreciate that. Anise, give the listeners your social media handles, if you will.
For social media, Twitter, I'm going to launch that soon. But that should be up on my website when I do. Right now, Instagram's the only Instagram and my website, which is landahoyfilms.com. And my Instagram handle is Anise _Maknojia.
Thank you. And listeners, and read more on Anise Maknojia on MediaLoungeChicago.com. I will also have a link to his IMDb, which is, of course, very impressive. But, Anise, thank you so much for your time this morning. I appreciate you coming on to the podcast and just spending a few minutes of your time telling us about what you have going on. And we will definitely continue to follow you and your success. Anise, thank you, and you take care.
Thank you so much. And,
until next time. I'll try. Thank you.
That's a wrap, listeners. Anise Maknojia. Make sure you all subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, and any other platform where podcasts can be heard. I'll be back in a few days with author Walt Heyer to talk on transgenderism. And next week, I'll be chatting with Hemke from Queen of the South. I am excited about that interview, but make sure you guys are sharing my podcast with your friend, anyone who likes entertainment news, trending news, likes to listen to interviews, and just loves podcasts in general. So also, if you will, please take the time to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. I'm not sure where else you can leave a review, but wherever you can, please do so. That would be greatly appreciated. Until next time, guys, stay safe and be blessed. Ciao.